Shit, I can't leave this interview without asking you what happened to Feel Good Sessions, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know about that. Oh, it was fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Me and my woman used to love that.
It stopped.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, it stopped,
man.
Ah, it stopped a while ago.
No, it stopped a while ago. I mean, we look, and the thing is, like, it didn't stop. It's just, and I always say this, people tweet me all the time and ask me, and I always say, this thing costs money to make. You know, it's a very expensive exercise. You know, the musicians who play the instruments, there's 4 of them.
So you have to pay them.
So they have to get paid.
Did you pay the artist?
The instruments. So we never paid the artist because, you know, it's optional. It's like you want to come through, or you know. And another thing is, like, also we had an option to do a Feel Good live sessions, right? But the reason we couldn't do it is because we want to be able to pay artists during this tough time.
Got you.
So a stipend. It might not be your normal 100,000 that you charge, but here's 15, 20 as a stipend that we can afford, and that stuff needs money. So, you know, our let's say expenses are quite high, and we can't afford to carry that risk at the moment, because in the beginning we could carry that risk, you know. So like a couple of guys coming through together, I've got this idea, let's do this. Oh, okay, shit. Oh,
because the first season you shot with your money, man.
Yeah, like we pitched in, you know, came through, and the thing is, like, for me, it's that on the first season, it was, you know, and it came from a real place. Just like your podcast came from a real place. It came from a place of, like, frustration. It came from a place of boredom. It came from a place of unemployment for you. You know, and through that you created what you wanted to see. And what you thought you wanted people, what people wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? Man. So that's what happened. It's like, you know, so we can carry the cost of doing something in jail for the fun of it. But once that thing starts becoming commercially, like, you know, once you start adding a value to it, because, you know, when you were doing your podcast, you didn't add a value.
100%.
You know, when you start getting a sponsor, or you started selling ad revenue, you started getting money in the bank, you could create a valuation of the business.
100%.
And once you've created a valuation of the business, it's a mental thing. It's like, we can't go back there. So fine, maybe season 1 cost us 100,000 rand to do.
Sure.
Okay, but this one is going to cost us 4 million. And there's no changes to it. And that's based on value. You understand what I mean? Because season 1, we were using a small little GoPro that was sitting there. Sometimes it would fall. Now we're using 4 cameras. We're stationing them like this. We're renting this equipment. All of this stuff is coming at a cost. And that cost is creating the value of the business.
But you had sponsors, man.
Yeah, we did a season with Mattel. It's not that we don't have a sponsor or whatever. It's about having the right one as well.
I get you.
Remember that even the season with Mattel wasn't as great of a season as season 1. The music and artists and everything was still good, but because you have a sort of like a brand attached to it, people feel like now it's becoming over commercialized and whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, it still did well in that space. So for me, it's like, you know, we need to pick the right brands, you know, to partner with. So anyone can come and say, let's do this, but we need to have the right, the right guy. Yeah. So we'll come, and I mean, you guys make enough money from Grandeur and make enough money from YouTube and Google AdSense that you can pay us, and now Patreon.
100%.
So please give us, you know, a couple of 100,000s for one episode.
100,000?
Yeah.
Which one is this one?
These figures.
This guy likes to act very poor.
You think the podcast was 100,000 to just...
My brother, he's parked the Porsche outside. Stop lying to the people. So, I mean, you can afford 100,000, my brother. You understand?
I wanted to ask you, who was your favorite session? Your favorite one?
My favorite one... I
liked, what's her name? Shikana. Shikana was dope, yo.
Mine was... who was it? Oh, man.
Java?
Java was good. And
Java
has a personal one for me because I was in Cape Town. And so I've got this director's chair that's got JR written at the back. Like, you know, and it sits there, and it's my chair. And I was in Cape Town, and even when I'm not there, no one is allowed to sit on it. You know, so I was in Cape Town having meetings, and they had to put the laptop and put me on FaceTime so I can watch Java. So all Java could see was my face, you know. There's a part where he says, hey, that's JR. And then they showed me on the laptop. They say, yeah, that's Java. But I had to be present for every part, you know, of the show. So Java's one is got a close, is close to me. But I think also, I think from a music part, I think Kid X had some nice music.
Kid X?
Yeah. He had some nice music there, you know, and I never really, because I never really saw X performing in that light. And when I heard the music that he was, like, his music was working out so well with the keys and whatever at that point. I was like, wow, it's
Amanda Black as well.
Amanda Black was also dope. Amanda Black was very, very nice. But all of them, man, like I really love. But my favorite one, to be quite honest, is episode 1.
Yeah.
Is my one.
Your one?
Yeah.
Shit.
Because my one is the one that set the benchmark for all of them.
Yes.
My one is the one that's most authentic. My one is the one that, you know, that.
Fuck, I haven't seen that one. I must go back.
No, go back and watch it. I think for me, that's the best Feel Good Live session. I think it's one that you know, that even I look at and I'm proud of. And I've done 3 of them.
Yeah.
I've done one. The first one, I did a collaboration one where I did all the songs that I've collaborated on. And then I did one for my new album, What a Life. But my first one is the one that I love the most.